he held on there, and now second down as they try and run the football in Carolina territory.
Mike Evans' numbers for the day, and I got to imagine in the second half of this football game, being followed by Charles Tillman, Josh Norman's getting the assignment on Vincent Jackson. He'll get even more targets.
And now the sun is out. The rain has stopped for the moment. Pass is knocked loose by Tillman as it went into the arms of Brandon Myers. It would have been short of the first down. But that's what Tillman does. Third on the team in tackles. Another former Bear playing on this Carolina team. We know there are quite a few.
It's amazing that he doesn't have a turnover calls yet, because this is quintessential Charles Tillman. Always ball aware, playing the ball. That punch right there does it better than anybody in the history of football. He calls that incompletion.
Looking for his first takeaway as a member of the Panthers. Jared Allen, Greg Olsen, former Bears for Carolina. On third down, Winston lets it go. Behind Vincent Jackson, it's intercepted again. Guess who? Josh Norman. His second pick of the game. All the way inside the 35 of Tampa Bay.
Josh Norman does an outstanding job of cutting underneath Vincent Jackson here and getting this interception. Jameis Winston throws a ball that's a little behind him. It's almost too easy for him. He's not going to drop that thing. You know, he has some inaccuracies. Gets a little too long in his strides. I think that was the situation there. And the ball floats on him. It's not accurate, and it's another turnover for this Carolina defense.
4 takeaways. Norman with 2 interceptions today. He's got 4 interceptions for the year already, along with a recovered fumble. 5 takeaways in 4 games for Josh Norman. Jonathan Stewart gets inside the 30. And with a 14-point lead and nearing field goal range, Panthers hoping to make it more difficult for a Tampa Bay comeback attempt.
No, Carolina is somewhat conservative on offense the entire game, but you know, they score a touchdown right here, Chris, make this a 21-point game. I just don't see Tampa Bay having the ability to come back. They just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. Mistake after mistake after mistake. And it's been the undoing of this team all year.
Cam Newton has it with room to run. And he will get a first down and go out of bounds. You talked about Cam Newton doing whatever is necessary early in the season against Jacksonville. He had to run a little bit more. Last week he had to throw a little bit more. He's playing to the pace of his defense and the team around him.
That's exactly what he's doing. I mean, you look at his stat line right now, it's unimpressive. 67 yards passing. He's got about 25 yards rushing, I think, at this point. But at no point does he look out of control, and he's doing exactly what he wants with this offense, with this lead.
After picking up 10, Cam Newton to throw, hesitates, has plenty of time, and that's it. Well, it was almost intercepted by Levante David, who dropped the ball. It was right in his hands.
Well, I'm not quite sure what Cam Newton's thinking throwing this ball so late to Ed Dickson. But again, something that's indicative of this Buccaneer team. One of your A players, talked about it earlier, Levante David is a great football player in the NFL. There is no way he shouldn't catch this ball and have a turnover for Tampa Bay. He hasn't had a great start to this season, and he admitted it. C+ grade he gave himself for the first 3 games, and that's about an F in my book right there, dropping that interception.
Could have been a game changer. Cam Newton will keep it and has room to run straight up the middle after tiptoeing around. You know, we've been talking about the weather here all day. We want to send our thoughts out to those who have been affected by the heavy rain and wind and storm up and down the East Coast, especially in South Carolina. Some of the, well, they're calling it maybe the worst rain event in hundreds of years. More than 2 feet in some areas near Charleston. So a lot of football fans, Panther fans watching from there. Our thoughts are with you. on 3rd and 4. Time underneath, completes, and Ted Ginn is in for the touchdown. Gliding across, second touchdown pass for Cam Newton today.
Well, this is just like stealing here for this Carolina offense. They get him in man-to-man coverage. Ted Ginn runs underneath, and his defender is nowhere. His defender is going to be Mike Jenkins right there, is nowhere near Ted Ginn. Look at all that space. Acres of room to just jaunt into the end zone, and another touchdown for Carolina makes this game almost feel unreachable for Tampa Bay.
2 catches for Ted Ginn today, and both for touchdowns. He has become, at least in terms of receivers, after Greg Olsen, the go-to guy, with, of course, Kelvin Benjamin out for the year and Jericho Cotchery out with a high ankle sprain. Graham Gano with the extra point. It's now 31-10. Carolina, the first few games of the season, they've let teams hang around. Not today in Tampa. They're up 21.
Your moment, your time.
Pizza Hut has made pizza and breadsticks even more awesome because now they're together as one. It got me thinking, everything is better together.
Bring home the flavor with the Twisted Crust Pizza and 2 dipping sauces, only at Pizza Hut.
How's the wife?
The 4 of us, we never missed a game. Then life, jobs, kids, new cities. It was time we got back together. A few minutes on NFL Ticket Exchange, and we were set. 4 100% authentic, real-deal tickets to the Niners. From one fan to another. There's nothing better than this.
USA. Mexico. It's more than a game. It's personal. Our most bitter of rivals.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Today's game is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Well, the Carolina Panthers, with Ted Ginn having the first 2 touchdown receiving game in his career, thought of for a lot as a return specialist, and he's done well in that area in his second trip back to Carolina. And he's helped the Panthers. They're trying to win their 8th straight regular season game, longest currently in the NFL, going back to last year. Tampa Bay will take over at the 20-yard line. 4 turnovers by the Buccaneers, and they're in jeopardy of losing again at home.
Take a look at these barbecue trophies. Best cracked pepper sauce. Most ribs eaten while calf roping.
Yep. Greatness deserves recognition. You got any trophies, cowboy?
Yeah, well, there's this one.
Best insurance mobile app.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Well, Alvin, does that thing just follow you around?
Like a little puppy.
The award-winning Geico app. Download it today.
We're a marketing research company, so I need to collect your phone so you can't post pictures. Okay, how does it feel to not be connected?
My chest hurts.
Well, let me give your phones back. Let me show you a better way to keep connected. The 2016 Chevy Cruze offers built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi that connects up to 7 devices.
So this thing puts out its own signal?
Yes.
This is next level Chevy.
I'm here to prove once and for all that I am the real Colonel Sanders.
Okay, just a couple test questions. Is this $20 family fill-up meal enough delicious hand-prepared food to feed a family of 4?
Yeah, sure it is.
Mm-hmm. And are you the real Colonel Sanders?
Yes? It's finger licking good.
Du hast mich.
American Horror Story Hotel premieres Wednesday on FX.
Carolina's defense, 24 points off of turnovers today. They came in with 23 points off of turnovers in the first 3 games.
Check, check. Check, check, my 56. Ready to go.
Doug Martin gets through the hole and up near a first down at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, they're opportunistic, this defense. They give up a lot of yards, but they don't allow teams to get into the end zone. And you got a rookie quarterback here in Jameis Winston, and he's made some mistakes. He's made some bad throws, had a ball tipped that was an interception. But you have A-plus players on this defense, Josh Norman being one of them, Thomas Davis, who we haven't mentioned much tonight, being another. You add Jared Allen to this mix, you got to like their chances on this side of the ball.
Doug Martin will get into the clear. Doug Martin, Carolina territory inside the 45 of the Panthers. Bucs are trying to run their way back into this game.
Well, again, I don't think they want to put all this pressure on the shoulders of their young quarterback, so they give it to Doug Martin, and Doug Martin does what he's been doing all season long. He's got that great jump cut ability, finds some holes or finds a gap in this offense. Look at these cuts. Feet are so quick on and off the ground. He looks really good this season, but when you're so far down in football games like they've been all year, you don't get a chance to utilize a guy like Doug Martin.
81 yards, that's a season high for him rushing. Winston on the move, brought down hard at the 40. Good tackle by Ryan Dallaire, who has stepped in nicely already with a sack in this game and chased down the 21-year-old rookie.
That one looked like it hurt. Ryan Dallaire jumped on his back as he was trying to get away from this pressure. That's just an awkward way to go down, but Jameis Winston, we know he's resilient, you know he's tough.
Charles Sims is in. Here comes a flag. He's brought down right away. Only 2 penalties accepted on the Bucs today.
Illegal shift. Offense. Number 18 never got prior to the snap. It's a 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Penalty will back up the Bucs. Well, one thing that, if you're the offensive coordinator, I'm sure Buck fans, Rondé, are saying, whatever you do, Jameis Winston, don't throw in the area of Josh Norman. No matter who he lines up with. Let's see where he goes here.
We said that early in the game. He's at the top of your screen right here. Josh Norman having a heck of a day against this Tampa Bay offense. I wouldn't throw down there.
He's on Vincent Jackson for the moment. Pressure coming from Dallaire. And it's a sack. We thought Jared Allen would be the sack specialist brought in, but Ryan Dallaire has turned in a few for these Panthers.
Well, Ryan Dallaire is in that position that Jared Allen will be playing once he gets more snaps under his belt. See him work on Donovan Smith, the rookie right here. He just goes right by him. Donovan Smith has a tendency to be a waist bender. Gets his head down, and when he does that, defenders just throw him by, and Ryan Dallaire goes by and gets a big sack on Jameis Winston.
And 2 plays in a row. Jameis Winston's had his knees beaten up. Donovan Smith was bothered by a knee in practice during the week off of last Sunday's game. Pass is caught. Vincent Jackson may have the first down. If not, he's close.
Well, I don't think he quite got this first down, but this is 4-down territory for sure for Lovie Smith. He's bringing Doug Martin, some big bodies into the football game, and they're going to go for this. They absolutely should go for this. They got nothing going as a team, and a first down here maybe gives them a little bit of life, some juice, and they see if they can get back in this football game.
Kevin Panfield, backup left tackle, is in as an extra lineman on 4th and short.
My 56, my 56. Ready. Blue way! What's up?
Doug Martin has the first down. Doug Martin inside the 12 of Carolina. 24-yard run by Doug Martin, who is now over 100 yards rushing today.
Watch Joe Hawley get out in front. He's pulling, gives Doug Martin just enough of that seal on the corner to get a crease, and it's a big play on third down. Great call by Dirk Cutter. I think everybody was expecting either a quarterback sneak there or some kind of power strong to the other side of the ball, and Doug Martin gets a huge gain there.
His 8th career 100-yard game. He gets the carry. It's down inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, we mentioned early in this football game that the problem on offense is not Doug Martin. Doug Martin, we know what he was in 2012, his first year in the league. He had a pretty precipitous fall off last year with some injuries that he had in 2013 that carried over. But we saw his recommitment in the preseason, his dedication to getting back as one of the top guys, and he's given us a display of that here today in Tampa.
It's a contract year, had his first rushing touchdown of the season earlier in this game. Winston, end zone. He held on. Touchdown, Charles Sims.
This was a really good job by Jameis Winston being patient in the pocket here. He's been under some duress here. Charles Sims sitting in this slot, working on Thomas Davis, I'm sorry. And he just has so much time. Watch Jameis Winston, patient in the pocket, steps up, moving around, feet are always alive, and then with enough time, he finds Charles Sims getting free and converts a touchdown. And how about this? They're booing the kicker here.
The extra point. Why would you go for 2 here? Give him the score. Sometimes I know it's early, but your kicker hasn't been very reliable, and every point matters when you're behind.
I would hate to hear what's going to happen if he misses this.
It's a 33-yard extra point. Kyle Brindza. It's good. Charles Sims, his 2nd touchdown catch in as many weeks, and now the rookie Winston has thrown a touchdown pass in every game this year.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing, best V8 horsepower, and has Motor Trend's 2015 Truck of the Year?
Ram.
Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
Oh.
Here's the answer. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
Chevy.
It's Truck Month. Now, qualified buyers get 0% financing for 72 months on this 2015 Chevy Silverado 4-door double cab. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
We call ourselves the Freedom Hikers.
The Turtle Cove Fin Club.
The Team Jet Runners. What we do is fun.
But so is what comes next.
In fact, what originally brought us together
isn't the only thing that keeps us coming back.
For friends who come together to reach for better, we brew a superior tasting light beer with fewer carbs and calories. Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer.
Today is the beginning of a new era for the Empire.
Where we grew up, if the cops raid you, that makes you a G. If the FBI raids you, it makes you an OG.
Empire, all new, Wednesday at 9, 8 Central on Fox.
We are the flashes of greatness that make history. And this year, history will be made on FS1.
I'm gonna be a star, Dad. Detective Gordon.
Nobody here is getting out alive.
Gotham, followed by Minority Report. All new tomorrow on Fox.
Kyle Brindza, after the successful extra point, ready to kick off for the Bucs, who pump some life back into the stadium here with a touchdown. And Fozzie Whitaker back deep for Carolina. So down 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points at the moment. Whitaker does a good job getting all the way up to the 30. Mike Alstott, of course, honored here by the Buccaneers at halftime, spoke to the Buccaneer fans, part of that Super Bowl team. We thought with our own Rondé Barber, part of that Buccaneer team. Look at all the great names Buc fans notice. If we were to, when your time comes, Rondé, we need to find a spot. So our crew, we thought that would be a good spot right there.
That would work for me.
When you make it, what about your teammate John Lynch? Should we give him a spot as well?
Give him a spot over there on the side, right? You forgot my accent on my E right there. Rondé.
Oh, look.
The accent makes
That's all you're going to give John Lynch? A little mention, we thought.
Our colleague here at Fox, John Lynch, he'll be in there before me. There's somewhat of a pecking order.
Oh, there is.
He is definitely ahead of me.
And he's calling the Viking-Bronco game, part of America's Game of the Week that some of you will see later this afternoon on Fox. In the meantime, the Panther offense with 2:42 to go in the third. Cam Newton, plenty of time to throw, and right on target for a first down catch is Brenton Burson. We mentioned Burson from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Wofford College, same college as the owner of this team, Jerry Richards. In fact, as a kid, he used to go to the game and sit up in the owner's box and enjoy Carolina football.
Brought up to the squad last week because Jericho Cotchery with the high ankle sprain. And it looks like Panthers are having headset problems. That's Ken Dorsey, the quarterback coach, who signals into plays, having to use hand signals to get this play in.
There's Brenton Burson again, a big gainer down inside the 30. So Cam and the Panthers not just going to, and offensive coordinator Mike Shula, just run the thing out here. They're coming out firing.
Well, the Bucs go down and score on offense, and then Tampa Bay, we talked earlier about how they like the blitz. You see the nickel cornerback goes in there, and it puts your safety on an island on a wide receiver. And Bradley McDougald wasn't able to keep up with Brenton Burson there. It's a huge gain. This Carolina offense, I love how they're continuing to be aggressive here. This lead was cut down to 14, and they're going to try to get it back to where it's more comfortable on this drive.
After a gain of 30 yards, Greg Olsen only 2 catches today. Burson has 4 already. Cam Newton keeps and gets near another first down. Cam Newton 10 out of 18 through the air with a couple of touchdowns, and that was his 9th run of the day, averaging over 4.5 a carry. Jonathan Stewart with 10 rushes today, 49 yards for the Panthers. Mike Tolbert with a first down to the 12. Let's get a game break. Check back in with Kurt Menefee. Kurt?
Well, the Eagles' comeback is complete. Down 13-0 at halftime. They are turning it on in the second half. Sam Bradford, beautiful pass to Miles Austin. 39-yard score, and now they lead for the first time, 2016 in the fourth. Chris, Rondé, and Jed.
Thank you, Kurt. Meanwhile, the Falcons leading 42-0 at home against Houston, on their way to going 4-0, where the Panthers plan on going. Atop the NFC South. Cameron Artis-Payne, the rookie from Auburn, carries. He came in late last week to carry when Jonathan Stewart, Fozzie Whitaker, and Tolbert were all beat up, as the third quarter will come to an end. The Panther defense with 4 takeaways, and the offense doing what it needs to do as they hope to remain undefeated. 31-17 going to the fourth.
It's more than a game. It's personal. Our most bitter of rivals.
Its effects on society really came about not because I was selfish and wanted one for myself, which I did. It's because I had had a passion my whole life. I wanted to teach myself to build computers. I wanted to build these things for free. I just wanted to do it for the world. And, you know, when you want something, that's what you do the best.
FanDuel has definitely changed my Sundays. It's made it a lot more interesting.
FanDuel's one-week fantasy football leagues are paying $75 million a week with immediate cash payouts and no commitment.
I've deposited a total of $35 on FanDuel and won over $2 million.
Just choose a league, pick your team, and get your cash winnings after Monday night.
It's like the best adrenaline rush ever.
Try FanDuel today. We'll match your first deposit up to $200. Go to FanDuel.com and enter promo code HOMETEAM1.
When StubHub tells Alan there are 2 tickets in his favorite section at his set price, Alan says,
Booyah!
Playoffs.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
We are Fox Sports. Rondé Barber, Chris Myers, Jennifer Hale. Glad you're watching from Tampa Bay. Well, Buccaneer fans are frustrated. Panther fans, this is what they've expected and gotten from their team so far. Cam Newton trying to take the offense in once again. 31-17 to start the fourth quarter, and the rain is back.
It looks like the Bucs have man-to-man coverage again down here at the bottom.
Cam Newton still has it. Philly Brown holds on and is tackled right away. That's his first catch. He didn't have a catch last week as Levante David, who dropped a sure interception earlier, made the tackle. Well, the biggest thing is the 4 turnovers, but also a couple of missed field goals by the Bucs kicker Kyle Brindza.
Yeah, general missed opportunities for the Bucs. The missed field goals, of course, the dropped interception by Levante David. They had a turnover opportunity that, Ed Dickson went 70 yards for a touchdown on. It's just been a series of miscues for this Bucs team all day long.
Cam Newton is going to be brought down at the 10-yard line. Danny Lanzana leading the charge. It was interesting, those numbers. The Buccaneer offense actually had more total yards than Carolina, and they've also had the football longer in time of possession by some 8 minutes as Jameis Winston looks on and thinks about overcoming the deficit.
Well, that was a big stop for the Bucs defense here. If they would have went down 21 in this fourth quarter, again, they've had so many problems holding on to the football, securing the football today. It's hard for me to imagine them being able to come back. But a stop on defense makes it only a 17-point game, and like their chances a little bit more.
Graham Gano works that one through from 27 yards. Looked like it was angling off to the left, but Ron Rivera says that's good. And the Panthers remain in control.
All right, listen up. We all know that DirecTV is better at this whole TV thing. So to beat them, we're going to get bigger. We're going to merge with Cable World.
Cable World? I can't stand those guys.
They're totally incompetent.
That company stinks, and I mean they smell. I used to work there. I had to breathe through my mouth the whole time.
This is going to be fun, firing everyone.
Get rid of cable and switch to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Here's the 50-yarder for the win.
It's not going to make it.
The kick is up, and it's good. The Texans win. The Texans win. What a comeback.
Yeah! The kick is up, it's good! In your face! I never doubted it! Woo! Texans!
How much do we love football?
Barbara!
You have no idea.
We won!
Hyundai is now an official sponsor of the NFL.
Welcome to Game Day Evolution 101. Yes, Drew Brees.
Will this be on the test?
Will the name of the class be on the test? No.
Who can tell me about fantasy highlights on Xbox?
Anyone? Anyone?
I know.
Clay? Extra credit?
This isn't even a real class, man.
You know what's real? Next gen stats. What's Larry's speed right here? Richard.
17.89 miles per hour.
Way off.
Marshawn, nice of you to join us.
Bro, I've been here the whole time.
Fantasy, highlights, next-gen stats, the NFL on Xbox One.
Empire, all new, Wednesday at 9 Central on Fox.
Today's game is sponsored by Xbox One, the official game console of the NFL. By DirecTV. Don't just watch TV, DirecTV. And by the Quesarito and Volcano Quesarito Big Boxes. Grab them at Taco Bell.
Well, I don't know if you can blame the weather for sloppy conditions, but the Panthers have stayed true to form with now a 34-17 advantage. And 6 different times we have watched unofficially. We have statisticians.
Stats for everything,
They
right?
keep track of everything, and that is unofficial at the moment, but I'm sure the players, and that's had something to do with the slick football, but Carolina has outplayed the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So if you're the rookie Jameis Winston, you've got one win on the road in New Orleans. Seems like the Bucs at home under Lovie Smith, they haven't been able to win. What does he have to do here?
Well, they haven't beat this team since 2012 when I was playing. They got to continue to be patient. I don't know if they can let Doug Martin bring them back into this football game, but it's only a 17-point lead at this point, so it's not completely dead for them. What they have to do, what Jameis Winston has to do, is protect this football. He can't afford another turnover at this juncture. They have any chance to get back into this game.
And every point matters. If you do get it into the end zone, if you're the Bucs, why not go for 2? Charles Sims is in, and just getting rid of it is Jameis Winston. And the tone was set early. The botch snap from center to Winston. And the interception, Josh Norman, second time this year, he has taken a pick back for a touchdown.
And then the tip on this interception to Kurt Coleman. But then Jameis Winston later in the game throws a late ball out to Josh Norman, does what he's been doing all year, dominating this turnovers battle in this football game. We talked about it being an advantage for Tampa, but it has been in favor of Carolina all day.
Wide open is Lewis Murphy, and throwing to his left, Jameis Winston missed him. And now the sun is out again and the rain has stopped. You throw in a couple of missed field goals by Kyle Brindza that certainly could have an effect on this. The ball popping out of Jonathan Stewart's hands and into Ed Dickson's, where he takes it in for a touchdown.
Well, it's always the little things, Chris, that make a difference in winning or losing in football. And the Bucs just haven't been doing them well. In the big losses that they had week 1, and the points they've given up today, it's the little things that are killing them.
On third down, Winston throws on the run to Evans, and that'll be short of the first down. Well, you asked Ron Rivera about how they finished last year. They won a playoff game, of course, then ran into Seattle, finished the regular season with 4 straight wins. And you asked if there'd be some carryover in winning some of those tight games. And he said, well, I hoped that there would. And at least in the first 3, there has been the carryover for his team.
Absolutely has been. And we talked in the open at the very beginning about why a lot of people aren't recognizing this football team after as good as they finished last season. They won a playoff game. They lost in the second round of the playoffs. But so far this year, they've done everything necessary to win 3 games, and it looks like they're on their way to winning their 4th here in Tampa.
Ted Ginn on the return stopped at the 39-yard line after the punt by Jacob Shum. So the Panthers, they have the lead, they have the football.
It's our song. And I hold it up to you.
Yeah, there you go.
There are thousands of ways into the complex healthcare system. And United Healthcare has ways to make the system simpler, like virtual doctor visits.
What happened here?
I came in too hot.
Well, let's do this.
boys. Grandfathered is the favorite new comedy of the fall.
Now you're getting it.
The Grinder is the funniest new comedy of the season.
It gets better the more you watch it.
There's no debate. Fox Tuesday is the best hour of comedy around.
I'm excited about this.
All new Grandfathered and The Grinder. It all starts Tuesday, 8/7 Central on Fox.
Panthers in command, trying to go to 4-0 in the NFC South. That's what the Falcons are trying to do as they lead at home 42-7 over Houston in the fourth. They have the Redskins coming up next weekend. We'll be there to call it with Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, first-year head coach Dan Quinn, a defensive specialist from Seattle who has the Falcons on a roll, just like Ron Rivera has the Panthers on a roll. They've been winning with different people here. Ted Ginn, a couple of touchdowns last week. Greg Olsen, a lot of receiving yards. The defense has been steady no matter what. Again, the third straight game without their star middle linebacker. And rookie Cameron Artis-Payne getting some work in the backfield with Cam Newton. And the pitch to Payne, who's got plenty of room. He's got a first down. It slips a tackle and then goes out of bounds.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier Brenton Burson's leading this team in receptions with those 4 catches. And we haven't mentioned Greg Olsen. Early in the game, he had a couple of catches, but he's done what's necessary on this offense. Hasn't had to be the big play threat, but Brenton Burson, a couple of big plays on that last possession by Carolina. They're just doing what's necessary. You said it. It's exactly how you describe this Carolina football team. They do what's necessary to win football games.
I want to talk about what Greg Olsen said when we asked about the national perception of this team as Cameron Artis-Payne carries. I like that he said, you know, we really, and this is typical, say we don't worry about what the outside world says, but he said this isn't college football. You don't have to worry about votes or computers or winning by a certain margin. All you got to do is win the games.
And that's what they've done. Nobody cares about style points in the NFL, but I got to tell you, the way that they win football games is impressive to me. It's not very exciting on offense. They do generate some big plays with Cam Newton. They play solid defense. We talked about it over and over again. They don't let people score points. And see, it's the best way to win in this league, I think.
And this time, Cameron Artis-Payne met hard by Gerald McCoy for a loss, bringing up third down. Let's check in again with Jennifer Hale.
Well, Chris, the Panthers seem to be handling this shifting weather just fine. Gano told me, hey, it's because we don't have an indoor practice facility. We've been practicing outdoors for the past 2 weeks in weather just like this. So, obviously, a good test run that is proving fruitful for the Panthers today, Chris.
And they thought, Jennifer, about flying early down to Tampa with all the rain and weather and the threat of more of that in their area, but decided to deal with it and come in on Saturday. Whatever Ron Rivera is doing, it's working. He's been working in young players like Cameron Artis-Payne. Blitz coming, and Cam Newton gets away. And there goes Cam Newton. He's not too young to make a move like that.
Cam Newton is as advertised, didn't he? The pocket completely collapses around Cam Newton. Gerald McCoy has him dead to rights for a sack. And just a nice, subtle sidestep. Watch this pocket get real cramped on Cam Newton. He's been so good this year at avoiding those type of pressures. We saw it last week, him do the same thing, get out of an impossible situation. Again, he does it and picks up an enormous first down to keep this drive alive.
10 carries, 53 yards for Cam Newton. He's thrown for a couple of touchdowns. And the clock continues to run. Cameron Artis-Payne looking for somewhere to go, and nowhere to go for the rookie from Auburn who was drafted in the 5th round. He's 25 years old. This is the kind of thing Ron Rivera does, working in, whether it was last year, his offensive lineman that he knew needed to play, a running back in this situation. He's worked his linebackers. He calls it kind of a cross-training so that they're interchangeable in certain spots, and that has come into play with the injury to Luke Kuechly and receivers as well down in that area.
Yeah, Jonathan Stewart came into this game a little nicked up. They've had this under control for the most part, especially in the 4th quarter. You need to find out what you have in a young guy. So, yeah, I like him getting Cameron Artis-Payne into the game, get some touches here.
Mike Tolbert, who had a strained groin last week, That's when Stewart had the calf sprain. And this is for Olsen. Oh, and it was in and out of the hands, hit the ground, and that's incomplete. A tough catch, but Olsen almost made it.
I'm telling you what, Chris, if he would have came down with this thing, man, this is an impossible adjustment, and he just about does it. Ball's thrown to his outside shoulder, and man, I don't know that that's worth reviewing, but the ref was right there. See, I think he just misses catching this, but
right here, remember,
yeah, it's on the ground. But
Gene Steratore went over before the game on catch, no catch. He was the official, the referee,
right.
The officiating crew with the Des Bryant call in the postseason against the Packers.
Hey,
this not as dramatic, but it's the same referee worth pointing out.
Yes.
Pressure picked up, going deep for Philly Brown, and overthrown. Altron Werner back there, and McCoy down again. Here comes Graham Gano to try a field goal to make it 37-17. Looks like they're going to bring Nortman out instead. Okay. The kick would have been 53 yards. So interesting that Ron Rivera figures why risk it given field position if there's a miss or a block. Nortman just kind of tries to drop that in. Fair catch called for by Rainey at the 14 of Tampa Bay with just over 8 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter. Jameis Winston will take another shot at it. Trailing 34-17.
I hold it down like a Snapchat. Go over your head like a snapback. Uploaded a pic, double tap that. And your flow so old, granddad. Bruh. It's just banter. Yeah. I'm way too much like a black cap. I boss. Why you stop chatting in the club for? Just dance, man. Like yo fam alam, yo fam alam. Ain't no girl better than. I ain't got time to be ticked off. But I got a new wristwatch. Bang dang dang dang. Bang dang dang dang. Bang dang 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 dang.
So how did you get this gold PS4?
So last week I ran into this guy, Dimitri Two Hands. He used to run with the mob. Anyway, his goons boosted some bullion from the Kemerov vault. But the bars are marked, so they had to melt them down. Now it's in a cookhouse. You know the right guys and have the dinero. People are dipping all sorts of stuff in it. That's how.
Really? Because I heard that you can only win it at Taco Bell.
Grab a Quesarito or Volcano Quesarito Big Box for a chance to win a limited edition gold PS4 bundle. There's a winner every 10 minutes.
Set a course, check them to the right, and straight on till morning.
Tick-tock.
That's a never bird.
You need fear to have courage.
I believe.
Welcome to Neverland!
Pan, rated PG.
Connor Bradshaw was in an endless run.
You catch those games yesterday?
I had to work.
Watch it on NFL Game Pass.
But then he found football.
Oh, yeah.
All 256 regular season games on demand the next day.
Today's game is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
This season, stream live local Sunday afternoon games right on your smartphone with NFL Mobile. Buccaneers from the 14-yard line. Can you get weather on there as well, just to keep track of?
Sure you can.
125! 125! Hey, we're good. Sunday, ready to go.
Jameis Winston and Mrs. Evans, who was open over on the sideline.
You're only down 17 points here. It feels like a lot more. Get opportunities like that. Mike Evans is wide open. And you just wonder if this team is even capable of making a furious comeback here with 8 minutes left in this football game. Got to complete passes. Pitch and catch. Dirk Cutter said it last week. They haven't executed as well this week either.
Winston is 17 out of 30. 3 interceptions. And Doug Martin catches that, but gets little. Trey Boston was right there with him, another young player that's being worked in behind Kurt Coleman and Roman Harper at the safety spot. From Fort Myers, Florida, Trey Boston, a former North Carolina Tar Heel. Thomas Davis, who came in leading the team in tackles. A.J. Klein in the middle for Kuechly, and of course Josh Norman. Every game's a big show with him.
Sunday. Ready to go.
Winston sideline caught, and Murphy looks like he has enough for the first down.
And they just got to find a way to continue converting first downs here, get down the field, but got to realize too that clock is their enemy at this point. Need some big plays, need something explosive. Carolina's going to keep everything in front of them. See if they take a shot here down the field, see if they can get back in this game real quick.
That's high and incomplete for Vincent Jackson. Josh Norman started the season with a bang when he ran this back for a touchdown and a win in Jacksonville. Then he saved the Panthers win against the Saints and got the Panthers their first touchdown today with a pick six, and then made sure as he grabbed another interception that Winston could not lead a comeback. And there's another interception. Thomas Davis leaping in the air. The pass was intended for Mike Evans.
This is Thomas Davis' second interception of the year. This one's spectacular. This ball was going to Mike Evans in front of Charles Tillman, but he is outstanding in underneath defense. Thomas Davis right here on your screen. Sorry about that. Right here on your screen. Watch him read Jameis Winston all the way and just jump up, get that great catch on that interception. And yet another turnover here for Tampa Bay.
And another takeaway for the Carolina Panthers. That's 4 interceptions thrown today by Jameis Winston. And with the ball spotted at the 29, Carolina takes over. And it's interesting, Ronnie, this Carolina offense, they have had now 15 straight regular season 100-yard rushing games, 17 if you count the postseason. That's currently the longest streak going in the NFL. Cameron Artis-Payne carries. And today, in terms of rush yards, they're over 125, and they've averaged almost 5 yards a carry.
Well, I got to say this about Tampa Bay's defense. It's somewhat demoralizing to have to play after all these turnovers. Just give credit to this Carolina defense. Obviously, for getting the ball back for their offense, but it's been easy on this offense. They've had short fields all day. Jameis Winston's not going to look back at this and say this was a piece of the puzzle where you're getting better. This was definitely a step in the wrong direction for that offense today. They've made it easy on Carolina so far.
Mike Tolbert carries. Jameis Winston came in with only 3 interceptions. And today, the team, 5 giveaways, 4 of those on his interceptions.
Well, you could really give him all 5 of them with the fumbled exchange with Hallie to start this game. And now I think everybody around Tampa and in this organization has a great feel about Jameis, that he can be a nice young player. He's got some mistakes to clean up. He'll learn from this.
On 3rd down and 6, backpedaling is Cam Newton, and here comes a flag. Will Golston was shoving him backwards. Now Cam may complain if he doesn't get a call here. Let's see. He's smiling, but he's had the most. The opponents have been called for 30 personal fouls against him over the years. That's the most of any quarterback since he's come into the league.
I think he's laughing because he knows this is going to be intentional grounding.
Yeah, never got back to the line of scrimmage. But it could be. Looked like the flag was out early.
Foul. Face mask.
Defense number 92, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
And of course, that penalty will negate.
Correction. That penalty will be half the distance to the goal and an automatic first down.
Of course, that penalty will negate what would have been an intentional grounding call. And he's right. He's got his face mask there. Cam Newton, you see him there yelling at the ref before he even goes to the ground that it was face mask.
So now that's 31 personal fouls called against the opposition when they've been on Cam Newton. Again, most in the NFL since he has come into the league. And he's helping the official out. That's not a flop. He's just trying to make a point. We kid, we care.
I love how animated he gets. Gotta love it. I said this last week. He has so much fun playing the position. And it's easy when you're winning by 17 late in the fourth quarter.
And that's what he told Jameis Winston. You know, Winston said, remember he spoke to me when I was spoke to a group of us, All-American in high school. He said, I'm looking forward to watching him play in person this week, but I don't think he wanted to see this kind of game. And Cam just said, other than be yourself, be a professional. Some of the advice he gave to him when they talked about being a #1 overall pick and the responsibilities that come with it after you've won a national championship and a Heisman.
Well, there's a lot of pressure that goes with that designation. Not only the Heisman, but the #1 pick in the draft. Everybody has high expectations. You marry that with the fact that the person that everyone was arguing could have or should have been the first pick is taken second, and Marcus Mariota, who's in Tennessee, and he'll be forever compared, rightly or unjustly.
And that's Cameron Artis-Payne, who backed up Trey Mason at Auburn. And he had a breakout year with over 1,600 yards, but at age 25, as we said in the preseason, he won a spot on this Carolina team behind Jonathan Stewart, Fozzie Whitaker, and Brandon Wager, who has been featured on that NFL Network show Undrafted, the free agent running back. Let's get a game break. Check in with Mike Hill. See how the Bills and Giants are going, Mike.
You know the Giants have had issues in the fourth quarter this season, finishing well. This helps. Rashard Jennings, look at the effort right there. Bakari Rambo, get out of my way. 51-yard touchdown. Giants get the 2-point conversion up 24-10 in the fourth. Chris Ronde, back to you.
All right, thank you, Mike. Jets have already won today, beat the Dolphins over in London. The Eagles lead the Redskins. Atlanta blowing out Houston. The Bears have gone in front of the Raiders. Cincinnati undefeated, winning at home, trying to go to 4-0 against Kansas City, 29-18 in the fourth quarter. And the Panthers ready to go to 4-0, as are the Falcons. Cam Newton has it, incomplete. Fired it in the end zone. Devin Funchess could not hold on.
Haven't mentioned Devin Funchess' name all day.
4th and 7.
A little behind and a little low, but
it's catchable. But good defensive play by Mike Jenkins there. Forced that incompletion.
Funchess made a tough catch last week that held out an important drive in a win against the Saints. They're trying to ease him in, the second-round draft pick, as Gano tries a 27-yard field goal to make it 37-17. They keep going to the left, but he's keeping them in. Lovie Smith looking up at the score. A fork-in-the-road game for the Buccaneers.
There's a network that never stops improving, that's grown faster than any other, covering nearly every American. And these geese. But it's not who you think. It's T-Mobile. Our new extended-range LTE signal reaches twice as far and is 4 times better in buildings. Think you know our LTE coverage? Think again. Once again. See for yourself at T-Mobile.com/coverage.
This Halloween, things will get dark. With A1 flavor baked into the bun, things will get deliciously dark at Burger King. Try the all-new Halloween Whopper, dripping with A1 sauce, right now for a limited time, only at Burger King.
Wild horses, wild horses, wild horses, run.
TLX from Acura.
Visit your local Acura dealer for attractive offers on the TLX.
Some of the moments of the game here in Tampa Bay with Rondé Barber, Chris Myers. Glad to have you watching. Fans that have hung around through the weather. And some of the frustration from the hometown Bucs. Now a 20-point Carolina lead. Panthers kicking off with just over 4 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Bobby Rainey is going to bring it out. Stop short of the 20-yard line. Joe Webb, reserve quarterback and receiver on the special teams play. Coming up, America's Game of the Week. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers going up against Colin Kaepernick and the 49ers. Some will see other games. Our NFL doubleheader continuing on Fox. You know, I talked about a fork-in-the-road game for Tampa Bay being 1-2, Rondé. They could have gone to 2-0 in the division, having defeated the Saints earlier this year. And this is, I mean, you create quite a gap now. It's only the quarter mark of the season, but between the Falcons and the Panthers after the poor showing here.
Ready. Blue ready. Blue is hot.
And Winston tries to get rid of it. Here's a flag. And again, Ryan Dallaire was ready to sack him.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 3. Although the quarterback is out of the pocket, the ball does not get back to the original line of scrimmage. Spot foul, loss of down, second down.
And that's the second such call against Winston in today's game. He's got to be aware if he's going to get rid of it, even if he's out of the pocket, to get the throw the ball back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, his fellow rookie Donovan Smith didn't help him out at all. Again, over on that left offensive tackle on that position. But you talked about this team, and I think today you said it was a big game. Had the opportunity to go 2-0 in the division, even their record at 2-2 against a division opponent. And you know, I'm sitting up here wondering if they're ready to compete yet. I know they're young. They have a young quarterback. They have 2 young starters on the offensive line, and I think it answers the question itself. The penalties, the mistakes, you know, the turnovers. They're just not ready to play against a team that's as good as Carolina.
And Carolina going for its 3rd consecutive division title as Winston dumps that off to Doug Martin. Winston was arguing before that there was a receiver in the area, but the officiating crew wasn't buying it. Well, and I think Tampa Bay fans, Rondé, expected with Lovie Smith, known for defense and a kind of team that thrives on takeaways, that they would see a lot of that. Yes, a rookie quarterback is one thing to deal with, and the defense, you can't fault them today with all the giveaways by the offense, but certainly they haven't done their part.
They haven't. They struggled against the run last week. They've struggled against it as well this week. They have to play better. There's a lot expected of that defense, and they haven't produced so far this season.
Doug Martin has had a very good game and fights hard to get up across the 26-yard line. He's over 100 yards rushing today.
And if there's one positive of this game, yes, it is Doug Martin. He's shown some ability to catch the ball, which I sometimes question about this guy, but his running prowess today has been outstanding. It's been the one bright spot of this football team today, and something you can build on going forward.
He was a Pro Bowl pick as a rookie and led the Bucs in rushing last year, even though he missed 5 games, and he's been the centerpiece of the offense as it is 4th down and 3, nearing the 2-minute warning. Winston tries to get the first down. Let's see the official right there where he stepped out of bounds, and the spot. That spot. Well, Gene Steratore is signaling as if He got the first down. And there's a challenge by Ron Rivera. Yeah, he looked like he was short. The signal was first down. Rivera, who's already won a challenge today, says, I don't care what the score is. He didn't get the first down.
Carolina is challenging the ruling on the field as it relates to a first down. Timeout.
2 minutes and 29 seconds with a challenge from Ron Rivera.
Before earning enough cash back from Bank of America to take their act to the next level. Before earning 1% cash back everywhere, every time. 2% back at the grocery store. And 3% back on gas. Vince of the Flying Branzinos got a Bank Americard Cash Rewards credit card. Because he may earn his living jumping through hoops, but he'd rather not earn cash back that way. That's the spectacle of rewarding connections. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
Aruba, Jamaica. Now we can actually take it.
To Costa Rica, Bahamas.
Come on, pretty mama.
Belize, Puerto Rico. People, why don't we go down to Mexico?
We'll get there fast and you can take it slow.
Anywhere you want to go.
All the way down to Dominican Republic.
Nice hit.
Southwest is bringing our low fares to tropical destinations. Book now at southwest.com.
Who knows? One of these kids just might be the one. To clean the oceans, start a movement, or lead a country. It may not be obvious yet, but one of these kids is going to change the world. We just need to make sure she has what she needs. Welcome to Windows 10. The future starts now for all of us.
It was ruled a first down run. Ron Rivera challenged even with a 20-point lead, but he's prideful. He's a former linebacker himself. He wants his defense to get the stop and have the offense take over.
Well, we're looking at this left foot to see if it's out of bounds. It's where the ball crosses, and by every angle that we saw during the break, this is the correct call by Gene Steratore to give him the first down.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It will be a first down Tampa Bay. Carolina will be charged with this first time out of the half. Carolina is also out of challenges for the remainder of the game.
Good job by Gene Steratore to stay professional there. He's like he was trying not to laugh.
Yeah, he's like, come on, Ron. But that's why you have replay. It's about getting things right, whether it's from a challenge or the review group or the referee on the field.
It's practice,
and
right?
ultimately,
right, it's practice for him. Might as well empty the bucket. You don't need the challenge anyways later in this game.
Charles Sims carries on the ground. This Carolina defense, Rondé, as we near the 2-minute warning, 5 takeaways today. So they now have 10 takeaways in the first 4 games of the season.
It's a winning edge for this football team. We know how good they are, know how good some of their players are. You take the ball away, it makes you so much more.
And that's a lunge towards the 40 by Vincent Jackson as we hit the 2-minute warning. And the Carolina Panthers making life difficult for Winston and the Bucs.
Today's game is sponsored by Lowe's. Hurry in this week for great fall savings.
The new vanity is perfect.
Thanks. Yeah, the guy at Lowe's helped me pick it out and walked me through the install.
You did a really good job.
Yeah, now I'm feeling like there's nothing I can't do. You know what? I'm finally going to present my idea to my boss. Never lose your cat at night again. Presenting the glow-in-the-dark cat hat. It's dark, so I can't see a reaction. It's not good.
It was a crisp fall day, yet something was missing in Rodney Arrington's life. That something was NFL Now, the easiest way to get more football since the dawn of the pigskin. With fierce determination, Rodney started watching NFL Now. Locker room speeches, exclusive player access, all on his favorite devices. Suddenly, he wasn't just Rodney, he was the Oracle of Rod. Welcome to the family, Rodney.
John Stamos and Josh Peck make Grandfather TV's favorite new comedy.
Now you're getting it.
And everyone's singing its praises.
Family Day would be good.
Grandfather, Tuesday on Fox or anytime on Fox Now.
2 minutes remaining. Buccaneers with the football. A different kind of football with Mexico and the U.S. Ronnie, I know you're a big soccer fan.
I am. By winning the Gold Cup a couple of weeks ago, Mexico gets to face the United States in the Confederation Cup play-in. I'll be watching on FS1.
So you know what, an analyst, you could go right from talking National Football League to soccer, an international analyst.
Well, this hasn't been a good day for Manchester United. They lost early. The Glazers losing here today. Frustrating. Oh,
and frustrating too for the Glazer family owners of this Buccaneer franchise with the investment in Jameis Winston and Lovie Smith, hoping for better results as Winston's pass is on target. And of course, the Panthers in the bit of a prevent here. Vincent Jackson again with his 6th catch, over 90 receiving yards. But Rondé, this Carolina defense, we've mentioned no Kuechly. Charles Johnson, their top pass rusher, goes on the injured list. They add Jared Allen. Again, Vincent Jackson. Yeah, he steps out of bounds.
Yeah, we haven't even mentioned Jared Allen. We highlighted him a little bit at the beginning of the game. He was in there. He was obviously going to be on a pitch count today, but you know they're so good right now against this team, at least, that Ryan Dallaire, a guy who was on the street as of Wednesday, comes in and puts a lot of pressure. He's had himself a good game.
And good game for Vincent Jackson in a losing effort with 8 catches over 133 yards.
Ready. Blue lady.
Too little, too late for Tampa Bay. And almost another takeaway. Here comes a flag. Trey Boston had a shot at that interception.
Winston's pass intended for Lewis Murphy. Incomplete. Flag.
Winston was trying to go to Lewis Murphy.
Prior to the pass, illegal contact, defense, number 54, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
The call on rookie linebacker Shaq Thompson. Well, the Bucs will fall to 1-3. They have Jacksonville here, and then a bye week before they go on the road at Washington, and then another divisional game against Atlanta. The Falcons on their way to 4-0.
125. 125 hot. Hey, Ram 54. Ram 54. Sunday. Where we go?
Jameis Winston with another completion to Jackson. Winston over 200 yards, nearing 300 yards passing as he hurries the team to the line. I kind of wondered where that was moments ago. Throws back, tipped away, and incomplete. The Panthers, meanwhile, get a bye with that 4-0 record, and then at Seattle. Now, he did tell us, Ron Rivera, that the concussion protocol, the last phase for Luke Kuechly, the neurologist, he's passed everything up to that point. And maybe he'll be ready for the Seahawks. Then they're home with the Eagles and the Colts. It's pretty good quarterbacks coming up on the schedule for this Carolina defense that they'll go against.
Well, this is a 4-0 football team, and I'm somewhat surprised that they started off as quickly as they did. They got some teams that didn't have great quarterbacks early in the year.
Vincent Jackson is in the end zone on the pass from Winston for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
But they've done what they've needed to do all season long. Took care of Jacksonville early. Houston didn't last week, and this week they've done enough to win the football game. And today it's been a showcase, and it's gonna matter. And this is a great throw by Jameis Winston. Look how tight that spiral is. Vincent Jackson, you said it, way too little too late. The mistakes early in this game make this touchdown irrelevant at this point. But going back to Carolina, I like where their trajectory is. You talked about how they finished last season. Come out, you start fast, you get 4 wins before the bye, you get a chance to get a little bit healthy, and he missed another one. Wow.
Kyle Brindza, I mentioned going for 2 would have been a better option. I'm not a coach. We're just up here calling a game. But I think a lot of fans feel the same way, and maybe somebody on that staff will reconsider where this is going. Missed an extra point last week. I can't even add up all the points left on the
It's not worth adding it up. They didn't bring in a kicker this week. There's no chance there won't be 15 of them in next week. He won a competition in the preseason over the starting kicker last year, and Connor Barth, who'd been here for years. I got to imagine somebody will be in this week, and Kyle Brindza, he's only done it to himself. 1-3 today, made one field goal, but the extra point that he missed today, he missed one last week. It's just unacceptable.
Well, and you feel bad. He's a rookie. He's a young man who gets a chance in the NFL, has a strong leg, got off to a good preseason. As you said, he had other kickers he had to be good enough to win the job from, one of those being former Buck Connor Barth, who was brought back. And now in a pressure situation. This wasn't even a pressure situation. Last week more so, where he cost them in a closer game.
Well, look at the 2 kicks that he missed. One right before the half, one right after the half. He makes either one of those. It's a 1-point ball game at that point. I think just having those points on the board changed the dynamic.
The onside kick, and the Panthers are on it. Let's check in for another game break with Mike Hill.
All right, guys, second game of the day. Some of you guys will see the Packers and Niners. Navarro Bowman trying to get his defense fired up. They've lost 2 in a row. Tough task against this guy, MVP. You know who he is. Aaron Rodgers, 10 TDs, no picks this season. Some of you will see this game. Others will see the Vikings and the Broncos coming up next.
Thanks, Mike. And while Carolina has showed you a lot of different ways they can win, the Buccaneers have showed you a number of ways they lose. And not only Kyle Brindza, but obviously turnovers, some defensive opportunities that were missed. As a professional kicker, Brindza's 6 out of 12 with field goals, 6 out of 8 with point afters that have been made or missed depending upon which side of the issue you're on. So that's one of the many issues that this Tampa Bay team will have to deal with. Bonus coverage is coming up with the Giants and the Buffalo Bills. Giants leading 24-10, just under 2 minutes to play. Today's game produced by Michael Burks, directed by Michael Frank. Our technical producer Tom Lynch, technical director Ernest Bauer, broadcast associate Mike Strack, associate director Tavis Strand, Kevin McCluskey, always a great job with audio, and in the booth James Petralka and Rick Odioso. The Panthers will go to 4-0. Last time this kind of start, they went all the way to the Super Bowl. The Bucs slipped to 1-3. For Rondé Barber, Chris Myers, let's head back to our Fox studios in Los Angeles.
Welcome to the State Farm Game Break Show.
So the Carolina Panthers just keep on winning. They're now 4-0. The New York Football Giants trying to get to 2-2 on the season. If they can hold on at Buffalo right now, it's 24-10 inside the 2-minute warning to take us the rest of the way. We turn it over to Kenny Albert, Daryl Johnston, and Laura Oakman down on the sidelines. Guys?
Tyrod Taylor fires downfield and finds his man Charles Clay for a Bills first down at the Giants' 32-yard line. Clock continues to run. 1:10 remaining. A 20-yard pass play with the Giants leading by 14. We welcome those of you who just joined us who were watching Carolina and Tampa Bay. Kenny Albert, Daryl Johnston, Laura Oakman from Orchard Park. Taylor to the end zone for Clay, who hangs on for a touchdown. There is a flag, which has been a theme throughout the afternoon.
Personal foul, chop block, number 64, number 77. 15-yard penalty, first down.
So chop blocks are high-lows. So 64 and 77 right here. So you're going to have one player, let's see, while he's engaged, the other player cannot come in and go low. It was initiated in the waist area. You just don't do that. Stay up high.
77 is Cordy Glenn, 64, Richie Incognito. 17th Bills penalty, the 5th personal foul. Backed up to the 47-yard line with 52 seconds remaining. Taylor finds his man, taken down to the 32-yard line by the tight end, Chris Gregg. Bills call timeout with 45 seconds remaining. Giants led 16-3 coming into the fourth, and they've blown a couple of fourth quarter leads this season as Carlos Williams stopped on a 4th and goal. Then Eli Manning hitting Rashad Jennings on a 51-yard catch and run. This gave the Giants a 24-10 lead, and then with the Bills on the move, Brindza takes the ball away from Robert Woods, the second Buffalo turnover today.
And I really like the Rashad Jennings play, the run there, because in between, after that 4th down stand by the Giants defense, the Bills defense came in, forced a 3 and out. They got good field position, hit Carlos Williams on a long touchdown pass there. And the Rashad Jennings run, the effort there, really kind of sealed the deal for the New York Giants.
Taylor with